Hello, World Wide Web. Hello, YouTube fans. Hello, Nurse. Lock back at you with part 3. This is a redo. I tried to do part 3 of the Democratic Caucus, Clark County Democratic Caucus, but I went over my time limit and YouTube won't allow you to go over your 10 minutes. So I'm going to try and keep this fast. And the part that I was talking about was covering this, which is the Clark County Democratic Party postcard, which I got. And what I was basically talking about was where they request to offset the price of the convention, a $50 fee is requested. And what I was basically saying is, how dare you request a $50 fee for something where, if you are the leader of the Nevada Democratic Party and you are able to contact institutions such as Bally's and let them know that you're going to have 8,000 people, a minimum of 8,000 people attending your convention, could they please donate the room? Bally's would say yes, they would donate the room. Then you send out an email blast asking for volunteers for the convention to help volunteer for this, and of course you get a bunch of people who want to volunteer for this because this is such an august event. Then on top of that, people want to have booths inside of this convention, and of course you're going to charge them for booth space inside this convention where these delegates are going to cast. And what is the main primary focus of this? The main primary focus of this is to have delegates come out to cast a vote on behalf of their constituents in their precincts for the person of whom they were asked to cast their vote for. Okay? But yet you want to, on top of all of this that you're making, send out a card requesting a $50 fee. When you put the word fee, like I said before in the earlier thing, there's a very big difference between the word fee and the word donation. This is not, and also a difference between the word fee and the word requested. Okay, you don't request a fee. Legally, a fee is something that you have to pay. Okay, so requested and fee, these are two mutually exclusive terms here. I don't request that you pay a fee on your driver's license. Your driver's license fee is something that you pay. So why would you put this $50 thing when you could have just requested a donation? To offset the price of the convention, a donation is requested. Why would you put $50 in the word fee there? Why? Because of the psychological impact that it has. Because it tells people in poorer precincts and the constituents of people in these poorer districts that I can't afford to pay $50. How am I going to pay $50? So therefore, I can't afford to go. So if I can't afford to go, I'm going to ditch this postcard. And I'm not going to tell my constituents that I went. I'm just not going to go. And so then what happens? Well, then you have all these alternates who miraculously appear to back whatever candidate that you would like for them to back because they're an alternate. Okay? I find this to be reprehensible, and I find it to be deceitful. I can't go into all the reasons why because of the time constraints that I have with YouTube and things, but I really need to fill this niche in of this 5-part saga that I've made. And so this part is definitely talking about and going into this $50 fee that the Nevada Democratic Party requested. And I think that the National Party should look into this, because if you're getting so many things donated to you, because if you're going to try and make me believe that the head of the Nevada Democratic Party was not able to get donated to him the space, then he doesn't deserve to be head of the Democratic Party. So if he gets the space donated to him, and then he gets his staff to work as volunteers, and then he gets payment from people who want to purchase booths because of the exposure that they're going to get, and then you're going to turn around and request $50. Now this $50, get this, I had no intention of paying it because I was able to read it, and I saw requested, and I saw this, and I was like, I'm not paying this. And I actually spoke with my mother at length about this and said, why are we being asked to pay for doing our civic duty, which is representing our candidate, who happens to be Barack Obama? And I really believe that this is all because they would like Clark County to go to Hillary Clinton, and they're aware that there are a lot of constituents out there, especially Edwards constituents, that are going to go towards Barack Obama, because Edwards was considered to be a non-viable candidate after he dropped out. And I received a phone call from a delegate of Hillary Clinton's wanting to know who I was a delegate for, because it didn't show on her paperwork who I was a delegate for. You know, all these different low life tactics that went on by the Hillary Clinton campaign, which makes me want to vote for Barack Obama even more. Okay, but like I was saying, this whole thing is a mental mind game to get people who want to represent their candidate, but won't because they don't have the $50 to pay. And if to say that they'd have to pay $50, they're frightened out of attending the convention. I get online at the convention after standing on this long line before I can even get to my precinct. Before I even get to my precinct, they herd you into this place where they want to collect your $50 first. They collect your $50 first, and then they allow you to go to represent your precinct. Then you're allowed to go forward to represent your precinct, unless you have the guts and the galls and say, no, I'm not going to pay you $50, and they'll let you go ahead. But the business of all the delegates were to represent their delegates. Then you can ask for your $50 after that, yes, but you don't do that beforehand. This is another reason why I say if you go into things with ill intent, you're going to have very ill results. Now you collect $50 from all these people who did innocently and naively enough pay you the $50 the day before, and then the very next day you have the convention, the so-called convention. You don't allow people who want to go, delegates who want to go to the state and national delegates to get up and speak and say why they feel that they should. You don't allow the time for that to happen. You do allow the time for all these different people who are running for different things, which I understand is convention, so they, and I do want to know about what things are going on in my local area and what government officials are trying to represent me, especially for Congress. So I understand that. But playing this game, and then at the end of the day you say, oh, I'm sorry, your votes aren't going to count. Very low-handed, very underhanded. Lockout.